What up, YouTube? Tiger here. Today we're talking about this, like, what to expect when you work here. Like, you know, like, for example, like, what kind of breaks are you gonna get? Laws evolving around, stuff like that. Or, like, if you work, like, a 6 month contract, how much, paid vacation, you know, should you get? Like, you know, legally. So that's what we're talking about. So if you come to Japan, you want to work here, even for like a year, for 6 months, for whatever time frame, they're required by law to do certain things. And some companies, they know that foreigners don't know, and they do take advantage of that. I'm not saying every company here is bad, but they do have bad companies here, okay? For example, one of my friends, he was working a 6 month contract teaching English, and the company did not give him any paid vacation, but they're required by law to give 10 days paid vacation off. I know this because 3 days ago in class, 3-hour lecture by a Japanese lawyer about labor laws. He's like, we're teaching this to you so you can protect yourself, and you just have a general idea, like, you know, about Japan. So the first thing he said is, you know, labor laws for Japanese people and for foreigners are exactly the same, you know. So basically, it's not like uneven or anything like that, you know. So anyway, let's talk about like overtime work, for example. Overtime work, you are not required to work at all. I mean, schools or whatever company might make you feel like you're required to work overtime, but you don't actually have to work overtime. If it's like in your contract, actually, it says in your contract you got to work like 10 hours a week, possibly of overtime. That's kind of a different story. And you'd actually have to talk to a lawyer about that. I'm not really sure about that exactly, because I've heard stories about that. But when it comes to actually just working an average job and say that's not in your contract, you don't have to work overtime. For example, like sometimes ALTs are asked to work an extra Saturday, and you can say no. They will pressure you or make you feel like you have to do it, but you can say no. It's usually, you know, fun. So I'd just do it, and then like the following Monday you'll probably get off, so you still get 2 days off. But I'm just letting you know that, like, depending on the job, they might ask you to do overtime. But at the same time, if you want money, then yeah, do overtime. Because like, I feel like in Japan, they like to give overtime a little more than say America. And I think the reason why is in Japan, if you do overtime, you know, you're getting an extra 25% of your pay. So for example, if you're making $10 an hour, which kind of sucks, then you'd get an extra 25% of that, which would be like $2.50 extra. If you're making more than that, of course you're gonna get more. So if you're making like $20 an hour, you're gonna get an extra $5 to that extra overtime work you did. But you have to work, you know, just like America, 40 hours a week. That's like 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. And then anything extra, you do like 4 hours on Sunday, you get overtime, right? So if you're making 20, then that's $25, and you work 4 hours. You just made extra, you know, technically you only made extra $100. You made $100 that day and extra $20 to that. But if you want money, yeah, work overtime. Sorry. Anyways, let's talk about breaks, okay? In America, like if you work 8 hours, you're gonna get like a 30-minute break and like 2 10s. Like some really good companies will actually give you an hour break, you know, and it really depends on your preference. Because some people just like, they just want to get their work done, they just want to go home, so they're like, nah, let's take a half hour, it's cool. Okay, so in Japan it's a little bit different. So if you work 8 hours in Japan, you're gonna get like an hour break. If you work between like 6 and 8 hours, you might get like a 45-minute break. And anything under 6, you get no break at all. Period. No 10s, no nothing. So no break. So 4 hours, no break. Like America, if you work like 4 hours, you get a 10-minute break. If you work 6 hours, you get a 30-minute break and a 10-minute break. So Japan's, it's slightly different. You have to work a little harder. I'm not complaining about that. It's just how it is here. I'm just letting you guys know that. Because like last year I worked a job. It was part-time. I was teaching English, and it was 6 hours every single day, no breaks. And I'm sitting there taking care of 25 kids every single day. Every kid was, it was a Shogaku. They're all Shogaku, elementary kids. I mean, I was getting paid like $18 an hour, so I wasn't complaining. They never allowed overtime, ever. Like, not even 1 minute. They're like, go clock out. Hurry. Run, Hayaku. So some companies don't want overtime. So, like if you go full-time and it's salary, then they don't mind the overtime idea, because you might not be getting, you should get paid extra, but when you're salary, it changes, right? So companies are smart. They want to like save that money. Some companies are very, what they call catchy, or very cheap here, you know? Okay, let's talk about like holiday pay, okay? I have a friend, basically, and he was working like 6 months contracts, English teaching jobs, and he was getting no holiday like pay, you know, or time off. But by law in Japan, if you work 6 months, even like a 6 months contract, you're required to get 10 days off, holiday paid. So he was getting F for years. He didn't know, you know? Okay, then like, as you progress, and like, let's say you stay at the same job for like 3 years. It says here like 3.5, so 3.5 years. You'd get 14 days off required by law, automatically. You're like, I like you here. Let me stay like forever. I don't know, but you worked 9.5 years already, so you're required by law to get 20 days, you know, holiday paid off. Basically. There's no guarantee like your boss will give you all that time at once, but legally they have to give you that time period. So like if you schedule your time during like winter, like around winter break or something like that, where like school's out anyways, that's fine. Or like other time like Silver Week, Golden Week, where like everyone's off, then there you go, that's fine too. You can do that, so you can take your golden week off and then have an extra week off, depending on how long you've already worked here or not. So, and then you get paid for it still, even though like everyone else is not. They're just, some people are working, some people are not. So, yeah, so if you have like any questions about like labor and stuff around here, check out Hello Work, okay? Hello Work is everywhere in Japan, and the idea of Hello Work is to help everyone find jobs, not just foreigners, but they help foreigners too. So like maybe on Monday they have an English speaker, Tuesday someone for Chinese, then for Korean, then for Spanish, whatever. But they will help you find a job. If you have any labor problems, also you can tell them, and they will help you. So remember, Hello Work. And yeah, so I hope this helps you like even like a little bit if you're working here. If you have any questions or any doubts, or if you think I made a mistake in, you know, at all, you can always point it out in the comments below. But I'm just kind of reading up this paper, which was given to me by a professional lawyer from Hello Work in Japan. He was teaching, like I said, he was teaching us this so like companies won't take advantage of us. You know, I'm not saying companies will, but every once in a while, you know, you'll have a company that might. And this happens in America too. This is not like something that happens only in Japan. This happens around the world, I'm sure, where companies will take advantage of their employees. So it's really, really, really good to understand and know the laws that dictate, you know, your life. You know, so like if they're required to give you a break but they're not giving you a break, you can call Hello Work and tell them, and they will either do something for you, or they'll give you a number for a lawyer, and it might be free, to fix this problem and address this problem, and also to report this company to the government, so this can be fixed and it won't affect the next foreigner or Japanese person. Because like I said, these laws are for foreigners and Japanese alike. So if you're Japanese and you don't know this, you should probably know this as well. Anyways, peace until next video.